thank you for the service that you as editors, as you as journalists do. I think a free media, an independent media, is absolutely critical to democracy, to free market, to people's growth, to people's learning, and so forth. So I think, you know, my sister Mika Brzeziński is a journalist. She's a television journalist.
We know her very well.
And I have seen the hard work that she puts into her career. You know, you can have an amazing interview one day, and the next day her boss is asking her, "What have you done for us lately?" You know, this type of thing. And so it's a hard career, and I just have so much respect for you and your entire team and the profession of journalism. It's an awesome thing, and especially now in Poland, where we now are. We're on a frontline state of NATO in Poland, given the Ukraine crisis, and we need even more information and comparing notes.
Without free media, there is no democracy.
Absolutely, you're totally correct. Oh wow, this is great.
Let's start a short interview.
Pavel, thank you.
I don't want to talk about politics because I rather should ask you about impression of this visit in Zakopanem. So you are 3 days here, yes?
Yes, I am. Well, first of all, Pavel, thank you for talking with me this afternoon. I can't tell you how personally meaningful, how fun, how awesome this visit to Zakopanem, to Mount Risi yesterday, to this entire region has been. You know, for me, the outdoors, being in nature, is tremendously releasing and freeing. I feel that my mind opens as I go into a forest or up a hill, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. We climbed to the base of the peak of Mount Risi, and it's something that I really wanted to do because mountain climbing has been a big part of my being raised in the United States by parents, dad from Poland, mom from Czechoslovakia, and that's what they did for us. They actually, you know, they did not have much money when we were growing up, so we went to the public parks, we went to the national parks, and we got out in nature. And sometimes we kids didn't even want to do it, and mom and dad said, doesn't matter whether you don't want to do it. You're going out on a hike today, and you're going with us, and that's what we did. And so I just really so appreciated the last 3 days. I got a sense, a feel of the terrain, a feel for the environment, a sense of the crowds at Risi. The crowds, people bringing little children up the hill. How awesome! Bringing a 2, an 8, a 10-year-old up the hill a little bit, giving them a little bit of exposure to nature. Whether the kid likes it or not then, I can tell you as a former kid, they will love it and they'll remember it positively. So I've had a great time here in Zakopanem today. We went to the Górale Museum, and it was just so personally touching. The Górale are tough people. They have a lot of heart. They love the Ojczyzna, and they are proud. And that is what I sensed when I visited the Górale today. I'm still kind of feeling tingles on my skin for how wonderful the reception was. And I was, as an American of Polish descent who serves as U.S. Ambassador to Poland, I was deeply and profoundly touched by the reception they gave us today. And I will never forget it for the rest of my life.
Wonderful. And how was in Risi? Was it hard hiking? Or?
It was really hard. I didn't think I would make it.
But you get to the top.
I got to the top of where we wanted to go. We wanted to go to Bula. Do you know Bula?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been to Bula?
Yes.
Okay. So it's really hard to get there, and in my opinion, and so I was huffing and puffing, and you know, I didn't know if I would get there, but I took it slow and steady. I think we stopped a lot just to kind of catch my breath, and we made it. And I was so proud of my embassy team. We had people from public affairs section. We have, you know, at U.S. Embassy Warsaw, we have many diplomats from around the world serving at U.S. embassies around the world have come to Warsaw, come to Poland to help given the crisis. And so we had someone on our team who was serving in the Middle East come along the trip, and it was just wonderful, and it gave me a sense of the true constellation of our embassy population. People from elsewhere serving with the U.S. Embassy, people who have served for a long time, people on security, people on public affairs, and we just had a great time. But no, I almost didn't make it. I won't lie to you. Yeah.
And the views from
gorgeous,
the two lakes.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Well, I can tell you that I shared with my family the pictures from up on the hill, and my sister Mika wrote back immediately saying, "Incredible! How beautiful! How gorgeous! This is awesome!" And that's exactly how I felt. So it was really beautiful.
Do you think that people?
And we were lucky because of the weather, because it was beautiful yesterday. I don't know if
3 days of weather.
If it had been raining, or if it had been worse than raining, like sleeting or something, I don't know if we would have gotten there.
Yes.
But I know that it was beautiful and sunny, and so we made it.
Yes, in mountains we don't have such a weather often. Yes.
That is, so we're so lucky. Yeah, so unbelievably lucky. So, someone intervened for us, and I'm grateful.
And do you skiing at all?
I do ski. I don't ski very well, but I do love to ski, and I plan to come back during the ski season.
Winter here is, I think, more picturesque than even
summer.
Summer. Yes, it's really a wonderful time.
When are there less crowds, winter or summer?
Yes, the same, I think.
The same.
There are some months that there is no so crowd.
I see. Okay. What months are those?
April.
Okay. I plan to come skiing in April.
Yes.
No, I'm just joking. I'll come here during ski season, and I look forward to that. But I felt that this was a gift. I've been all around Poland. I've been to Białystok, I've been to Gdańsk, I've been to Gdynia, I've been to Poznan, Wrocław, Przemyśl, Rzeszów, Kraków, of course, everywhere. And I've even been here before, to Zakopanem.
Yes, it was the first time, yes?
No, this was not my first time in Zakopane. I was in Zakopane 30 years ago when I came to Poland on a Fulbright scholarship. And all us American Fulbrighters, there must have been like 12 of us. And so we all arrived in Poland at the same time. One of the Fulbrighters actually became a high-level U.S. State Department official. So I served with him, and I was a Fulbright scholar with others, and we were all brought to, we were brought to Wilanów Castle, we were brought to the Royal Castle, but we were also all brought to Zakopane. And so we took a hike through the mountains here, and then 30 years later, I'm back here as U.S. Ambassador, and I cannot believe the change.
Yes.
The amount of growth.
Big change.
I mean, giant. It's completely transformed. It's completely changed, and I think that's important because the capacity to change, the ability to change, is a strength. And what I have seen in the 30 years since I was a Fulbrighter in Poland and now as U.S. Ambassador is incredible change. So much economic development, so much assimilation with the rest of the world, so much knowledge about the rest of the world. Even the speaking of English, much more seldom 30 years ago than in Poland today. So the capacity for change is a power. And the Poles have a great power in their capacity to change, and they should know that, and I definitely see that as ambassador.
Thank you very much for this word.
Of course.
Do you think that tourists from America would like to come here?
I don't think it, I know it. And that's why I shared all the photos from Zakopane on my Instagram, Ambasador Teddy. Please go to #AmbassadorTeddy, @AmbassadorTeddy, my dog's Instagram account, because that's where I put all my personal messages as well. Please like it as well if you're willing to do that and follow it. And I share it on my that Instagram account and through the U.S. Embassy account because I want Americans to see the beauty of the natural topography of Poland. It is a beautiful country. is absolutely extraordinary, and my fellow Americans would love it. And that's why since day one, I've been inviting our leaders and as many Americans as I can to come to Poland. And I've been here for 6 months. In fact, today is, I believe it's January 20th today. Is that correct? George? Sorry, it's not January 20th, it's July 20th. July. Thank you for that. Clearly I spent too much time on racing. But today is July 20th, and it was exactly 6 months ago. That was the day before I was leaving for Poland. And I can tell you, since getting here, I invited as many American officials to come and see Poland, to bear witness to the Ukraine crisis and the humanitarian context of that. And I'm so pleased that we have what I think is a virtual record in terms of having the president, the vice president, top cabinet officials, and around 100 members of Congress, including the speaker and both majority and minority leader, come to Poland. It is a remarkable bearing witness to Poland, and I'm so proud when everyone comes, and the first thing I say to them when they get off the plane is I say, thank you for coming to Poland. And let me tell you what I'm seeing. And everyone is impressed, and our president says thank you for the Polish response to the humanitarian crisis. It is awesome, and we're grateful as a nation.
Wonderful. And you said on a Kasprowy that President Biden said to all the ambassadors, get out from capital, get out from walls of embassy, go to the villages, go to the countries in Poland. Is it the best way to know a country?
Well, you have to see a country and not just a city. You have to get out from the capital, because most people in a country don't live in the capital. Most people live outside the country, and knowing a country is about its people, it's about its topography, it's about its culture. And what I was able to see here is the Highlander Górale culture, meet people from this beautiful part of Poland and get a sense of its topography, which is such a shaping force of the people and the culture here. I feel that I'm much more educated than I was before. I'm grateful for the chance to do that, and it means so much personally to me, because I come from a family of Polskie pochodzenia, and for us, the way my father thought about the Górale people was as a tough people, a people loyal and committed to the defense of their ojczyzna, fatherland, and a people for whom an absolute commitment to the security of Poland is paramount. And that's what I see in the Tatrach and all over Poland today. And there's not a second that I'm in Poland as U.S. Ambassador that I'm not totally grateful.
Thank you. And did you try food? Regular food?
I did try.
Ostypek?
I did try regular food. I tried. Well, I have some ostypek. I'm going to bring it back to Warsaw. I was given that at the Górale Museum.
And what's the flavor? Good flavor?
Well, I haven't eaten that. I haven't eaten that one yet because I was given it about an hour ago. So I would have had to eat the whole cheese in the car. But I've had it before, and it's really good.
Okay, thank you.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Thank you for visiting our conference with the views.
Yeah,
and for
thank you. No,
Jesteśmy bardzo zaszczyceni, że jest Pan z nami.
Dziękuję.
Właśnie dlatego mówię po polsku, bo chciałem Pana trochę namówić do polskiego języka.
Mówię po polsku troszeczkę, nie miałem okazji ćwiczyć język polski, ponieważ mieszkałem w Polsce 30 lat temu, ale mieszkałem w Polsce. Byłem na stypendium Fulbrighta tu w Polsce 30 lat temu. Pierwszy raz byłem w Zakopanem, byłem na stypendium. Jest tak ogromny zmian w Zakopanie teraz niż 30 lat temu, ale 30 lat temu byłem na stypendium, studiowałem przekształcenie konstytucjonalizmu postkomunistycznego w Polsce, zapisałem książkę na temat konstytucjonalizmu w Polsce i mieszkałem w Warszawie i miałem okazję oglądać, zobaczyć, jak działał ambasador amerykański. I to było imponujące. I to jest dlaczego jest dla mnie całkowicie ogromny honor teraz pracować jako ambasador tu w Polsce.
My mamy bardzo dobre wspomnienia z Iwoną Sadecką. Iwonka Sadecka, nie wiem czy ją znałeś, to jest była pracownica w konsulacie w Krakowie.
Aha, nie, oczywiście, of course I know
Ona
Iwona.
była tutaj kilka razy w roku.
Tak.
Bardzo nas wspierała.
Iwona jest bardzo imponująca kobieta i profesjonal i tak znam Iwonę osobiście.
Bardzo dziękujemy.
Oczywiście.
A jeszcze zapraszamy, oczywiście nie wiem czy Paweł już mówi, że jak pan ambasador będzie w góry chodził, to zawsze trzeba odwiedzić Tygodnik Podhalański.
Oczywiście.
Tak.
Oczywiście.
To nie tylko służbowo.
Bez wątpienia. Tak. Bez wątpienia.
Dobra.
Tak.
O, proszę bardzo.
Dziękuję ślicznie.
Bardzo dziękujemy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.